Terrible. Terrible, America. Terrible. Hey, there you are.
Shit, are we starting with fantasy?
We are. Do you want to? Or you want
Yes.
to do the division predictions first?
Fantasy.
Fantasy first.
Let's give
All
it
right,
to
well,
him.
welcome back to the sack on a Wet My Whistle Wednesday. The redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo. The highly questionable and RJ Miliaccio. Segment 2, Fantasy Football Week 1 preview. Guardians of the Sack League. Look it up.
Who's your sleeper?
Got some serious GMs in that league, boys and girls. These fucking guys, I'll tell you right
We're
now.
talking about dedication,
These
folks.
guys-
I'm talking about eating, sleeping, shitting,
These
pissing.
guys
breathing.
make Red Auerbach and Jerry West look like fucking Beavis and Butthead, okay? The GMs, the fucking, these freaking throat cutters. They're fucking, they'll rip you, I'm telling you. There's no deal they won't do. They're Al Davises, all of them.
We're talking about picking Najee Harris with the 4th overall pick. That type of GMing, folks.
That type of freaking go for the fucking...
Just intuition upon intuition upon
These
intuition.
guys are just, they're geniuses.
Yes, it was me that drafted Najee Harris with the 4th overall pick last year.
Which led to a resounding 5-8 finish and a 7th
Was
place.
that 5-8?
You or something like that.
Fuck you if you really know that.
Well, you beat me, so fuck you.
Did I?
Yeah, you did in the regular season, like week 2. It was week 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Had one of my good weeks.
Yeah, week
That's when
2.
James Robinson was
Week 2.
still a running back, and
I
it
was
was good.
I fell to 3-6. Then Chris Kovac, in his infinite wisdom, started to flap his gums, and I proceeded to win the next 5 in a row and get in the playoffs. And Chris was crying every week as it was happening, and then I blew his doors off by like 80 points.
80?
It
Would
was-
he not start everybody?
No, he did. It was me. It was them again. It was them, and
Nice.
I bum blasted him. Oh my god!
All
it
right,
was
before
fucking
we
terrible.
bore them,
Anyway,
we want them to watch this for fantasy advice. So we're going
advice
to go
one: don't
through,
listen to Chris Kovac.
we're going to go through each team,
Yes.
and you're going to take one of the teams. I'm going to take one of the teams.
Yes.
So pull up the league,
Let's pull up the
and we're going to decide
It's right here.
maybe if there is a GM move that
So-
you should consider
All right,
in
so-
terms of, hey, you got somebody on the bench that you might want to think about sliding into the flex spot.
All right. So the first matchup
Okay.
we're going to look
Okay,
at
pumpkins.
is the Milk Smugglers against They Call Me Lemoncello.
All right, which one do you want? Which team do you want?
I'll take the Smugglers.
All right, smuggle away, my friend.
Smuggle away.
Smuggle away.
Now,
What
look,
they
the-
do
the-
say
look,
is
look.
the oldest trade in history.
Yes, it is.
Smuggler.
Smuggler.
Although, might be sex working, actually.
So that may be. When I look at at DJ Murray, who's in like 8 leagues, I don't know how the fuck he's doing that, and still sane by week 3. He's actually projected. He is a 5-point. He's given 5. He's a 5-point favorite this weekend. He's starting Danny Dimes against the Cowboys. He's got Josh Jacobs running back for the Raiders against Denver. Now that Denver defense, by the way, everybody keeps sleeping on them. They're legit too. He's got Rashid White, Tampa Bay tailback. That offensive line, I don't know. He's going to get touches, but what is he going to do with those touches? Because Tampa's line is banged up again. So I don't know. And then there's Justin Jefferson, stud. Tyler Lockett, stud. He does have Andrews, the tight end.
Right, but we're just not a full comprehensive
No, I'm just saying.
drubbing. We
What
just
I-
want to know
what-
who's somebody on the bench that you might slide
Well,
in.
the thing is, I don't know that there's somebody a move he would make. Because honestly,
Right, but all right, let's just say there could be one. Would you consider anything? You said you didn't like Rashad White behind that line.
well, this is the thing. White's projected to get almost 14 points.
Dude, Gibson's in Arizona.
I'll tell you why he's doing that, because the Minnesota's D sucks. It sucks. Okay? So
I know, but they got no center.
they don't got guards. Their interior is nothing. I'm just saying, it's Minnesota though.
I know.
Their front 4 blows.
I know, that's a good point.
So,
But
but
who's-
to your point, Arizona,
I know, again.
their whole fucking defense stinks. There's no one. Name me a guy. Okay, so the thing is, to his point, he does have the Redskins. Oh, I'm sorry, the Commanders running back, Gibson, who was a 1,000-yard rusher, I might add, with a new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, who will unleash this kid, because we know Bieniemy's a good play caller. 10.7. I mean, on paper, it looks like this guy's got 3 more points, almost 4 points than him. But if you look at the matchup, and you look at Washington has a good offensive line. Ask the Philadelphia Eagles. who crammed it up their crack last year. They were the first team to beat them because they ran it right down their fucking throat, and Philly's front seven could do nothing about it. And that was without Eric Bieniemy. Okay? So my thing is, that's the one I might think about.
Was Carson Wentz quarterback in that team? Or was it Heineke?
At the time, it was Heineke.
That would have been a feat. Okay, so you're saying the one move you would make
would be the running back for
and even that is questionable. You might not even do it.
You know what, though?
Or are you saying
I
yes?
just don't know Tampa's line. So to me, Washington's line is proven.
It is.
Arizona's defense sucks.
Stinks.
And while this guy's projected to get less points, I think this dude's going to have 2 touchdowns. I think that Gibson is going to get 2 rushing touchdowns because Bieniemy will hand it off inside. Bieniemy is a good offensive play caller. He will, and again, they've got studs on the outside too. But this kid's going to get touches and he's going to produce. That's the one I'd make. Now you got Limoncello. What do you think?
Okay, I got Limoncello, who is Brian.
Yep.
And the only thing I could really say anything about, in my opinion, is his flex spot. Okay, because he's got is it Johan Dotson?
Yeah.
What's the guy for Washington? What's his first name? Jahan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that
Receiver.
right. Jahan Dotson.
He's not Samuel. He's obviously not the other kid, McCurran. McLaurin, whatever his name is. McLaurin.
But he's got Zay Flowers on his bench.
Yeah, that's the guy I was looking at.
Who
yeah.
I know there's a lot of hype. I know he's a rookie.
Yeah.
But God, that Baltimore offense, it should be easy for Zay Flowers against Houston to have 5 catches for 75 yards.
Houston's
and a
strength.
score.
Houston's strength is in the front seven. Their secondary is not there yet, and that's how Baltimore's gonna beat them.
And even if it's good, you got Mark Andrews,
It's not, though.
you got Odell Beckham on the other side. This kid,
it's not good to begin with. They're good against the run, but against the passes where teams let them up. And I got news for you, that's going to be the problem. The reason they gave Philly fits because Philly tried to run the ball down their throat first.
Yeah.
Or rather, I'm sorry, Kansas City did. That's why they hung with Kansas City.
Yeah.
And then they finally started throwing the ball, and they ended up winning. Yeah. So if Washington is smart, they're going to throw first and then run later after they get them out of their base defense. That's their strength. Get them into a nickel or a dime, and then you hand the ball. Washington. If Washington is smart,
we're talking about Baltimore.
I'm sorry.
Zay Flowers.
If Baltimore is smart, because they're playing against. Because they're playing against Houston.
We're talking about Zay Flowers.
Yeah, Houston. Right? If Baltimore is smart, they're going to throw first against Houston and spread them out.
Yeah, so
that's what I meant to say.
So looking at Limoncello, I think that would be the change I'd make.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, I don't really know a lot about Jahan Dotson. DJ said he's supposed to have a big year this year.
He's their second receiver.
You know, so
he's surpassed Samuel. They're saying because Samuel's on Brian's bench.
But I'd bet on Lamar and Zay Flowers over Sam Howell and Jahan Dotson.
And again,
that's all.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but that's what I would go with.
To me, Zay Flowers because the thing. Zay Flowers, they're going to worry about Andrews first, and obviously Odell Beckham. Zay Flowers is going to be guarded by the third corner,
and they got to worry about Lamar running.
Yeah, and Lamar. I got to see Zay Flowers could have a very big game on Sunday. So yeah, okay, let's go to the next one.
Right, next one.
So we're gonna go Burrito Bowl against Throckmorton. Now this looks like a real Donnie.
All right, who you want?
I'm gonna go with Burrito Bowl.
Okay, you go with Burrito. I'll go with Rocky.
Now, just so you know, it's a 117 to 115 prediction, so it's about 1.9. Creek Amore, our beloved man who's hosting tomorrow night. Can't wait. Creek should be fun. Got a good lineup. I mean, I like a lot of what he's got here, but his bench, he's got Odell Beckham Jr. sitting on his bench. Now, the thing is, when you look
at that, he's got DJ Moore.
Look at his receivers. Yeah, I don't know if he makes a move.
Maybe Godwin goes out.
Godwin's going to light up Minnesota. Minnesota has no secondary whatsoever.
I know, but you're also talking about Baker.
Baker took Cleveland to the playoffs.
How many years ago?
2.
No.
It was 2 because last
2
year.
years ago?
Yeah. I'm sorry, 3 because he got injured the last year. No, he played hurt. And instead of them,
they didn't make it.
Yeah, they didn't make it, but they were all banged up. The whole team was banged up, but he was playing.
It hasn't been 4 years.
No, it's been 3. Because
They didn't do shit in the playoffs.
They won again. They beat Pittsburgh and they lost at KC.
They beat Pittsburgh in the
Yeah,
playoffs?
and he won a playoff game.
Okay.
And he played well that year. His numbers that year were awesome. He made the Pro Bowl.
So you have faith in him?
I don't have faith in his line. I don't know how the thing is. If I'm Tampa, he's got to get the ball out fast because if he tries to do a 5-step drop with that line, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 good receivers. They're wrong. Those guys are legit. They're both burners. But he's got to get the ball out fast. So the good news is Minnesota's secondary sucks. So they're too stupid to do anything about it anyway. So we'll see. But anyway,
All right, so then you might keep Godwin in there.
I think Creek has got a great lineup. Surprised only projected to get 115. Look at that fucking lineup.
Would you think about J.K. Dobbins?
DJ Moore is a sure thing. He is.
Without a doubt.
He's a sure thing.
I'm talking about J.K. Dobbins for Najee Harris. Because Najee Harris is going up against San Francisco. Najee Harris did not have a good year.
Yeah.
San Francisco does not give up a lot of points to running backs as far as I remember.
Well, San Fran's front 7 might be the best in the league.
And they just signed Bosa.
And
so
Bosa is going to be there. That might be the one.
Other than that, I can't really.
But Houston's front 7 is good. It's not as good as San Fran's, but it's good. I don't know.
Oh, you mean for Dobbins?
Yeah, Houston has a good front 7. They're weak in the passing game. That's what you get to that.
Yeah, and if you put Dobbins in there, then you have. Don't you have 2 from that team or no?
I'll tell you what, though. Pittsburgh has 2 burners on the outside that San Fran's going to have to deal with. And that may change the way that base defense looks because those 2 guys can both win against any cornerback San Fran has.
Deontay Johnson
and Pickens.
Pickens.
Yeah, they can win against anybody. And they got the tight end.
Yeah, but I mean.
what's his name? What's his Freiermuth? Freiermuth. He's good, too.
He's my tight end.
Yeah, he's good. I'm saying they got weapons that San Fran's going to have to deal with. They can't just put 7 or 8 in the box.
But also, Kenny Pickett up against that D-line, that's no joke.
Kenny Pickett is a receiver.
I'm sorry. No, he's not. He's a quarterback.
Oh, Pickett.
George Pickens.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's got 3 guys in the passing game that can all win.
I know, but
and the thing
everybody on that D-line can win.
If San Fran puts 8 in the box against these guys, they're in trouble.
San Fran doesn't have to put 8 in the box.
If San Fran puts 7 in the box, they're in trouble.
Dude, that D-line is one of the best in the league.
And I'm saying, but those corners...
They don't have to fucking put 7
Those
8.
corners can win at the line against bump and run. He doesn't need a lot of time. Okay. That's the problem.
Okay.
Those 2 can both win at the line in a bump and run, and they can win fast.
All right. I'd just like to see Kenny Pickett against the D-line like that.
I think Kenny Pickett he had a good rookie year. And he's going to be better because this kid Pickens, he's got to, tell you what, don't sleep on Sam.
He had Pickens last year.
I'm saying don't sleep on Pittsburgh.
I have been sleeping on them. I'll admit that.
Do not.
I'll admit
do
that.
not.
All right, so you're saying...
And I hate them.
So you're saying no moves for Creek?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That would be I see your point.
Sometimes less is more.
I see your point.
You're right. I'm not big on J.K. Dobbins. That would be the only one I could think of.
Yeah.
And it's more because of my bias against Najee Harris.
Because he burned you.
Because he burned me last year.
But their offensive line is actually healthy.
But it was my bad pick. It wasn't Najee's fault.
No, he had no line.
Okay, now on Throckmorton's side, let's see.
He has a good lineup too.
His bench sucks. His bench is trash.
His bench sucks.
It does. I wouldn't put any guys in the starting lineup.
Well, Hunter Renfrow and Michael Thomas are both.
Hunter Renfro's good. Michael Thomas
hasn't been good.
Is he going to play?
Well, yeah, he's in the lineup. He's starting.
Is he going to be hurt by week 2?
Might be the first half. I don't know.
I mean, I guess depending on where he picked him, that could have been a good value pick.
Michael Thomas is a quarterback.
Right. Yeah, so that could turn
he hasn't
into
had a quarterback since Drew Brees, and ironically, he hasn't played since Drew Brees. Go figure, America.
Now, James Cook, Dalvin's younger brother, I have devalued Bills running backs for the past couple
defense,
of years.
Though, that they're playing the Jets.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying this guy should not be in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But because Buffalo, it seems like for the past since they got Josh Allen, they never really do anything with the back.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything is to Stephon Diggs and the tight end.
Yeah.
So I think he's got everybody he should in there.
Okay.
But the bench seems kind of thin to me.
I'll tell you, this is going to be a good game. This should be a daunting, that one. Going to the next one, we've got the Mighty Ghost. That's Eric. Welcome back, Eric. Against the Murrayfield Valley Pipe Layers.
The auto pickers.
The auto pickers. That would be Eric. The Eric auto pick.
Eric auto pick.
Eric auto pick.
He had to do auto pick.
He is
He was picking up family from the airport, right?
He
So
was. It wasn't entirely his fault. But he better do something because Cooper Kupp is out this weekend.
Yikes.
Hurt again, Cooper Kupp. There's that jinx. The number one, yeah. Waddle is questionable. He's 11-point dog as it is because he clearly hasn't realized Cooper Kupp is out. Someone should tell him. On his bench, the only receiver he has, and he's a decent one, Traylon Burks, but his quarterback blows the Pope. He's got Montgomery. I mean, no, he can't do that because he's got the flex position as a running back already. He's going to have to bite the bullet and put Traylon Burks in there because Cooper Kupp is out.
Which will bring an obvious one.
That's an obvious one. When I look at the rest of that lineup, I'll tell you what, the Miami Dolphin defense is going to get singed.
You think so?
Yeah, the Chargers are going to kill them. They're going to kill that defense. They're going to shit all over it. They're going to take a big steaming dung right on their fucking helmet, and they're going to use the face mask to wipe their ass with. Because Miami wasn't that good to begin with. They did bring in Jalen. What's his name is Wells? The cornerback from the Rams?
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey, who's out now until after Thanksgiving, so that's gone. I'm telling you right now, and the Chargers have a good offense.
All right, so who's your sleeper?
A
lot of freaking yapping.
I'd go find a defense on the market because that defense is going to get killed. Okay. It's going to get killed. Okay. It's going to get killed.
So, Eric, change your defense. Get Cooper Kupp out of the lineup.
Yep. Yeah, immediately. The rest of it looks pretty solid. I mean, again, Kirk Cousins, man. I mean, Eric, it's not. I mean, he auto-drafted.
Yeah, so what was he supposed to do?
I would literally, honestly, I would dump Kirk Cousins right now. There's other quarterbacks out there that can do what this clown can do. Now.
Derek Carr's still on
Derek Carr's still out there. I would seriously consider Derek Carr.
I've been seriously considering picking him up. Just because he's that good of a backup.
If I were Eric, I would go get Derek Carr right fucking now. Because Tampa Bay still has a defense, and anybody who believes in Kirk Cousins is an idiot.
All right, I'm going on to Gary.
So you go to Gary, the pipe layers. 2 years ago he won it. Last year he missed the playoffs, night and day.
So I say he's got nothing to move. Again, pretty thin. I guess all of our benches are going to be kind of thin. You're lucky if you have beef on the bench, but when I look at I don't like Jacoby Myers this year.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have drafted a second quarterback until, I don't know what Burrow's bye week is, but Burrow's practicing. Jacoby Myers is going to have a good year because
is Burrow playing?
Yeah, he's practicing. Full tilt. Okay. He's not restricted.
I don't know anything about Mingo for Carolina. I think he was drafted last year, maybe.
Any guy with a name Mingo better be playing defense.
I think he's a receiver.
Sounds like a crazy, bloodthirsty Wolverine of a linebacker.
Zach Charbonnet, from everything I've heard, is that he could have a big impact, but that's going to come later in the season. So I don't see any moves he has to make.
Yeah. No, it's more Eric on that one.
Yeah.
More Eric's side. Bringing us to the dream team, which is Isaac, defending champion. He is an underdog this week against Team Allah. Welcome to the league, Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Now, it's a 120 to 114 prediction for Team Allah. What do you want to take, Dream Team or Team Allah?
I'm gonna go Dream Team.
Okay, you go first.
Because you've been the left team each time.
Yes.
Okay, let me take a look here. Looking at the bench, I don't see too many heavy hitters. Oh yeah, he's got Pollard. I love Pollard this year. Trevor Lawrence, Pollard. Mike Williams is his third receiver.
Who gets hurt all the time?
Yeah, who is an option?
Cortland Sutherland.
Cortland Sutton?
Sutton.
Is he good?
Yeah, he is. He is good.
Against the Kansas City defense.
He is good.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Against Vegas.
Yeah,
Vegas is deep. All right.
No, it's not. Their best player doesn't want to play for him anymore. And they weren't good with him.
Jones. All right. Gabe Davis, I wouldn't put in over Mike Williams. Mike Williams is a stud. Boyd for Cincinnati, I don't think I'd put him in.
Best third receiver in the game.
Yeah, but is he better than Mike Williams? I don't think so.
No, he's not. But Mike Williams gets hurt. Mike Williams could be hurt in the middle of the
But
first
Mike
quarter.
Williams is playing against the Miami defense.
Yeah, he should torch them.
You got to leave him in
He
there.
should torch them.
So, yeah, I think Isaac. Wish he didn't have Joe Mixon, but I wouldn't trust Dalvin Cook yet.
All right.
So I'd leave it how he is.
Okay. Allah is
Got a good
favored
lineup.
by 6. Although the funny thing is, Allah's favored to win, but if you look at where all the check marks are, they're on fucking Isaac's side. So it's like, well,
What do you mean?
Look at the matchup. Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't have any check marks. Is it because I'm on the app?
Look at that.
Oh.
And yet, look who's favored to win.
Advantage.
Yeah, it
Damn,
should be.
Why,
yeah.
how is that?
I'll tell you why. Because where he's winning, it's not even close.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean Trevor
But
Lawrence.
he's got
not him. No,
Trevor
no.
Lawrence to Herbert.
Jamar Chase 20.4 versus AJ Brown 14. That's a 6-point difference right there. That's the spread, right there. 6 points. And the other guy, he's got Darren Waller, the tight end, your G-men, against Cole Kmet. He's a 4-point favorite there.
That's a big difference.
So the rest of them are all close. But if I'm him, and I'm looking at his bench, and I'm looking, and I'm still looking,
yeah, you better keep looking.
and I might continue to look. Here's the thing. As good as I believe Justin Herbert is,
Didn't expect this.
Jared Goff is going to light up that Kansas City defense.
Would you start Goff over Herbert this week?
I think I would.
That'd be a bold play.
I'll
dude.
tell you why. Because Miami's defense, even banged up, is better than fucking KC's is right now. It just is.
But 2 seconds ago, you were saying Miami's going to get singed.
They are going to get singed, but so is KC. KC's going to give up 40 tomorrow night. I'm telling you right now. Detroit's going to put 40 up on KC tomorrow night. With no Jones, they're putting 40 up on him. I don't know if San Diego's putting
That's
40
a
up.
good one. If it goes right, you get some credibility.
I'm saying that if I'm going to, and I'm not saying if he stays with Herbert,
Most people would go Herbert and not even think twice.
I get why, but because they're sleeping on Jared Goff.
What is Goff's projection?
Goff's numbers last year.
What's his projection?
He's projected to get 15-8. He's 1 point less than Herbert.
Herbert's only supposed to get 16?
16-9 because Miami's defense is still considered good.
You were just talking about him getting singed.
I don't think they're good. I just know they're better than KC. KC's defense is one man, and you're about to find out how good that one man is.
Real good.
Because not just any offense is coming in there tomorrow night.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Next matchup.
So then we go to.
So you're telling Allah to switch quarterbacks.
Yep.
Jeff, high alert. Switch your quarterback.
Jared Goff is going to go off
All right.
tomorrow night.
That's a big.
And the problem for Herbert is
sitting
the other
down
problem.
Herbert
All
is
right, here's the
tough.
other problem with Herbert. Both his receivers are injury prone.
Hey.
His 1 and 2.
No, I think
Keenan
you've got a
Allen
point.
and Mike Williams get fucking hurt taking a shower, the two of them. Look at their I'm serious. That's why he's not. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
All it takes is one hit, and one of those two is out till fucking Christmas. So I mean, that's the other thing. So I'm just saying, you watch how bad this KC defense is tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'm just
All right. Next one.
So we're gonna go with. We're gonna go to. This is you.
So I got to take succulent sack.
Yeah, I'll take you. You take. But we're gonna do right now. We're gonna do Stidham rules against. We're on Mag G Sack on your side first.
Oh, I was on Boston multiple MIGs versus succulent.
No, we're gonna do that one last.
You skipped one.
No, I didn't. I went left to right. I went from this way.
That's what I did.
Look at mine. I went from that one to this one.
Look. So we were at Team Allah. Swipe over.
Well, that's weird. You skipped you?
No, I didn't. I was next.
Well, on
All
mine.
right, we'll go to mine.
On mine,
So I'm going to do Joel's and you do me.
okay. So you go first. Joel is the underdog. You are a 10-point favorite.
10?
You're a 10-point dog. I mean, you're a favorite.
That's because he sat down Kelsey. So I'm going to say this right now. Put Kelsey back in. I think he's going to play.
I don't.
I do.
I think if he does, it's a major mistake.
If it's just a small hyperextension.
He'll never get healthy. Yeah, but
Is he hurt that bad?
he's questionable.
He's going to play.
Okay. I'm not saying he should. I'm saying if that's what I think it is.
So I think he's probably the only change I'd make.
Him?
Even though Laporta could have a good game in Detroit against KC's defense. But I think a lot's going to be going to Amon-Ra and the backs.
Yeah.
He's got Drake London. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Brees Hall just yet. He'll be
No,
good.
the
He'll be
line
good.
stinks. That
He'll
line
be,
stinks.
He'll be good, but he's gonna need time getting back.
That line stinks.
So
Pew. You
So
can
look,
smell it from here.
obviously, if he doesn't play, this is bad advice. But I think Travis Kelce's gonna play, and I think he'll still get you a lot of points.
He's projected to get 19.
Yeah, I mean, so
I think that's nuts, by the way.
against Detroit's D,
Detroit's team is much better this year. Look at,
it's hard
Patrick
to hold.
Mahomes-
It's hard to hold Kelsey.
but he's not going to get 19 because Mahomes is going to spread the ball. And by the way, who do you think Detroit's going to key on? Who's his number one?
Key on him all you want.
They're going to double team him.
All you want,
They're going to say, "Oh, that kid who never gets off the bench for the Giants, prove it to us."
dude. You're gonna do that and leave Valdez Scantling flying down the field for a touchdown?
Versus Travis Kelce running free in the secondary
You're
against
gonna
a
leave
soft,
Joe McKinnon
against
all
a
alone?
soft zone. And by the way, if Kelce plays, here's what Detroit's going to do. They're going to line up a linebacker on him. They're going to crack him at the line, and they're going to die. He's not going to get a free
I
release.
disagree. Let's go. What do you say? For me,
For you, you got Lamar, you got Bijan, you got Khalil. Even him.
I made a change. I made a change recently. So if you tell me something, I'll tell you what my line of thinking is.
Wow.
Talk about a weak bench.
It's not that. It's just you've got a lot of good matchups. I don't really know
I know.
where you change it. Because I'm looking at your bench.
I'll tell
It's
you
not that-
one change.
It's not
I
even that you
made.
have a weak bench. It's that you've got a good lineup.
So I made one change.
What?
Jamal Williams is actually projected to get more points than Khalil Herbert. But when I looked at last year's defensive numbers, Tennessee gave up 76 rush yards a game. And Green Bay gave up like 120 or 130. So I feel like Herbert for the Bears is a better bet there. What do you think? Because that would be the only change I could see.
To me, Green Bay's front seven is still pretty. Is the strength of their team. Their corners are not. The Bears now have a number one, so I think they're going to throw more. One, and two, New Orleans because what's his name is out. What's his name? Kamal there. What's his name? The running back there.
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
I know.
Kamara.
He's the lead
out.
back now.
This kid's going to get all the touches. And he's got a quarterback now. Which
Dude.
means they can't put 7 or 8 in the box.
Green Bay was 28th against the rush last year.
I think Tennessee's numbers were misleading because of the division they played in.
Green Bay's rushing defense was 28th in the league last year.
Yeah, who was in that division? Detroit had a top 5 rushing attack. They were one of them.
All right.
Chicago had that quarterback who ran for 1,000 fucking yards. Those were 2 of the better rushing attacks in the entire NFL. They were in the same
So
damn
you're just
division.
going to explain away how shitty their D was?
I'm going to explain the fact that one team played in a shitty division in terms of rushing, and another team didn't. Meaning,
Who's the other team?
the Tennessee, the only team, and
Tennessee.
the only offense in that division was Jacksonville's. Fucking Indianapolis and Houston.
You got Jonathan Taylor. And Damian
Yeah,
Pierce.
and they can't throw.
Damian Pierce, who was 1,000
And by the way, if you're ahead on them, what's Indy doing? They're throwing, not running, because they're behind.
Damian Pierce was 1,000-yard back.
And they're throwing. He ran for 9 something. He didn't even make 1,000 last year. Don't give me that bullshit. And by the way,
you said it before the draft. When you drafted
I think
him,
he
you
will be
said it.
this year. But last year he was close. But the bottom line is he wasn't last year.
All right, but when you drafted him, you said he's 1,000-yard back.
He will be this year. You know why? Because they have a fucking quarterback now.
CJ?
Yeah, and they got a tight end, Schultz. They couldn't throw last year. Yeah, he'll be 1,000-yard back this year because they can't put 8 in the box. Bottom line is,
are you
he damn
telling
near
me-
got there last year without that.
So
No.
you're telling me you'd rather have Jamal Williams against Tennessee than Khalil Herbert against Green Bay?
I think Tennessee's numbers were inflated because of their competition, and I think Green Bay's numbers were inflated because of their competition. And in the case of Detroit and Chicago, I'm not lying. That's 4 games right there. Both those rushing attacks were in the top 10 in the league last year. That's no fucking coincidence. Green Bay had to go up against. That's 4 fucking. Tennessee didn't see a fucking team like that all year. Give me a break. In their division, no.
Tennessee went up against the Giants.
That's one game. We're talking 4 in their own division before you even start talking about the teams around the league. I'm just saying. I don't think that Green Bay's rushing defense is as bad as the numbers, and I know Tennessee's isn't as good as the numbers.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And I know this. So that kid's going to get all the touches, and he's got a quarterback now.
That was what I originally had.
That's all I'm saying. I
had Jamal Williams in there, but then I looked at it and I said,
I get why you did it.
These defenses.
And I'm not even saying that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if I have to choose between those two, I'm not looking at last year's numbers because I know the schedules. Mm-hmm. Throw them out the window.
Yeah.
What am I going to do now? Okay?
Yeah.
Things change. You can't, and this is why I laugh at fantasy football drafts because they're basing it off last year. I got news for you. Justin Jefferson from Minnesota is not going to do what he did last year. I will bet on it right here and now. He is not going to have the same year. Every time a receiver has a career year like that, they always come down the next year.
Yeah.
The history shows that. And he went 3rd. Okay? That was a mistake by DJ. Okay? So the bottom line is I'm not buying into that.
Who went 3rd?
Justin Jefferson. I'm 2nd. He went 2nd. And he shouldn't have gone 2nd because he is not going to duplicate last year's numbers. I will bet it right here and now.
Bet it.
I'll bet it. Because until that rookie receiver on the other side proves it, every fucking defense is going to double team him.
All right.
And they should.
Next one.
Next one is me.
So I got you and you got Pete.
Multiple idiot there. With the 3 fucking quarterbacks.
Multiple idiot.
The fucking 3 quarterbacks.
Good God.
Fucking Pete. Pete! I love you, but what the fuck, man? You're disgracing the family name. Fucking 3 quarterbacks. Oh, I'm going to trade him. Okay, Pete.
That was a blunder for the ages.
That's the power of Yoda. He drafts.
Is he Yoda'd up?
He drafts Alvin Kamara, who's not going to play till week 5. I mean,
is he in the starting lineup?
No, he's not going to play till week 5. Now his lineup is pretty solid. Josh Allen, Jones, Aguilar. I get it. Lamb and Devonta Smith. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's not bad. But then when you look at his bench, it's kind of hard to say who you would sub because you're looking at 2 quarterbacks. Jigba is going to play for Seattle, but he's their 3rd receiver.
Oh, so he is going to play?
Yeah, he's going to play. He's in the lineup right now.
Gallup. All he has is quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's got Gallup today. He's got Dallas. He's got Dak Prescott. Why just Dak Prescott?
He's got nobody else to play.
Nobody else. So honestly, what changes could he really make?
Yeah.
None of the guys on their bench would he replace. He's got a pretty solid lineup, and the starters. So I mean, he should have a pretty good week. He should. I mean, Josh Allen against that Jet defense is going to be very interesting. The one thing I might think about, if we're comparing defenses, on paper the Giants' D is not as good as the Jets' D. But again, Dak Prescott is a known choker, so I get why he's staying with Josh. Aaron Rodgers against Buffalo with that offensive line, no, I wouldn't gamble on that one either right now. Because we don't know what the Jets are. We know the Jets are a lot of hype. A lot of hype. I'd probably stick with Josh.
I forgot he had Aaron Rodgers, too.
Yeah, he's got them, too.
Dear God.
Dear God. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I might go
you do tell me. You tell me.
For you?
Yeah, there's one I am thinking about.
Okay.
There's one I'm thinking about.
My 2 possibilities. I see only 2 possibilities.
I know one already. He hates this guy.
The first guy I see on the bench that I think is a difference maker is George Pickens.
Yep.
Now the tough part is who do you replace with him? Because
Brandon Cooks.
I know.
He's the logical choice.
I know, but Brandon Cooks could also torch the fucking Giants.
Yeah, but this is Dak, and I got news for you. The pressure on the Cowboys Sunday night, I don't think he understands the pressure on the Cowboys Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's probably the most in the league. It's on the Sunday night game. The whole world's fucking watching America's team. I call him America's joke. But fucking, yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
So the only other possibility I see is A.J. Dillon moving into the starting lineup.
Yeah, for Pacheco.
Yeah.
Which I may do.
But that's a tough one because
it's not.
Although Jordan Love should be relying on the backs in this game.
Yeah, more.
You know, so that could be a good change for you.
Yeah. Chicago's D was one of the worst in the league last year. I doubt it's going to be much better. So the Packers should be able to run on them. Chicago's D sucks.
The rushing defense was pretty good.
Yeah, because everybody was throwing all over them. That's just lack of attempts, not because they stopped it.
Yeah, but you just said.
If your opponent is playing a base dime and they still can't defend you,
But
they suck.
Hold on a second.
Their base defense was a
but
dime.
Everybody else in that division has a bad defense, and you go, well,
Detroit
look at who was running against them. That's why
they played.
You just explained away Green Bay's shittiness by saying they're in that division.
Aaron Rodgers was in that division last year.
Right, and we're talking about the Bears.
I'm saying the Bears can't. Passing attack is so It's not that they stop the run; just everybody throws on them because they know they can't cover a fucking chair.
No way.
That's true. I'm not making that up. That's fucking true. Okay, everybody throws on the Bears. You could throw on the fucking Bears.
I can't tell. Why does it show it like this?
What show what?
I'm looking for Bears rushing stats.
You're unbelievable.
To see how bad they were. Yeah. Well, I'm saying, when I said that Green Bay was 28th, you said, oh, it's because of that division. Then I said the Bears are good, and you say, oh, it's
the Chicago Bears in total defense were, out of 32 teams, they were 28th. Okay?
What were they rush?
Against the rush, let's see here.
So, okay.
Against the rush, the Bears were 31st.
Beautiful.
They were awful against the run.
Dude, they were good at what they did, which was finish last. Okay, so
in other words, actually, you're right.
So basically, when I said Green Bay had the 28th rush defense, you said it was inflated. Because now you're using stats to say that the Bears, who are in the same division,
the Bears' passing defense is probably just as bad.
Same with Green Bay's passing defense.
I'm sorry, it's not.
What is the Bears?
It's right in the middle. It's like 60. So everybody ran on them. Well, but that would make sense. Detroit had a great rushing attack. Green Bay had those two.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is you're basically.
So why? Let me ask you this though.
When I tried to say
Green Bay run on them again?
No, but all I'm saying is, I said Green Bay had a shit run defense, and you use all these numbers to explain it away. Then.
I did.
You say...
But the numbers are true.
Then you say Chicago has a shit defense,
yeah.
And I use your same argument, and you say, no, it doesn't apply.
Yeah, but if you go about the run... Hold on a second. If against the rush...
Who?
Chicago was 30th. Okay, the next NFC team, or rather, that division was Detroit.
Where's Green Bay?
Green Bay was down...
Green Bay was 28th.
No. Against the run, it was Detroit was 28th. Green Bay was 25th or 4th. Yeah, 25th. The Giants were right after them. I thought the Giants were better than that.
They were bad against the rush.
Oh, I thought they were better than that. Yeah. Look, they were all bad against the run. Let's fucking face it. The whole fucking division.
All right,
everybody, if you wanted to rush for 1,000 yards, go to the NFC.
Maybe that's why they all had great rushing attacks, because they all get 6 fucking division games.
But when you look at them,
defenses.
but they had play out of division out of conference too. They were still ranked high. That's not their whole schedule. So clearly they have to be good. Or
Look, all I'm saying is you were trying to make the same fucking argument I did, and
I did, and I was right.
But so that means I was right prior.
I'm not saying you were wrong. I'm saying that everybody can throw on. You can throw on the 16th is not. If you're 16th. The only reason you're not lower is because you're 30th against the run.
That's not what we're talking about.
I'm just saying Chicago's defense sucks, period. They can't stop a nosebleed.
But if you look at the numbers, so does the Packers.
I think the Packers' defense is better than Chicago's. I do.
Green Bay ranked 26th.
I just have a hunch.
They are a few. Oh my God. Chicago gave up 157 rush yards
a game.
That's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
I mean, Green Bay, though, gave up basically 140.
But if you look in total defense, Chicago was 28th and 27, 26, 25,
26.
20, 19, 18, 17. Green Bay was 16th in total defense. They were right in the middle of the pack.
It says in Chicago's last 3, they gave up 220 a game. Who the fuck were they
I
playing?
think A.J. Dillon needs
Detroit?
to start. I think your recommendation is right. I think Dillon needs to start. The problem is if Kelsey,
He's going against Chicago.
if Kelsey doesn't play though,
He said, I think you're right.
I think you're right. If Kelsey doesn't play though, then Pacheco's going to get
Pacheco
more
becomes more
in the
important.
passing game because he's a dual threat. So I'm kind of stuck there. I mean, either way, I'm not wrong. I'm just saying that. And the thing is, Dillon's splitting time with what's his name, Jones, who's 1,000-yard back.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's the
And
problem.
sometimes
Pacheco's
Jones gets more catches.
Pacheco is the Chiefs' number one back. That's what I'm saying. So if Kelsey does play, he's not going to be 100%. So he's not.
Yeah.
So my thing is Pacheco's going to get more touches tomorrow night.
Could
That's
be
all
right.
I'm saying. Whereas
And
Dillon's,
if that's a high flying game, there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of possessions. You know what I mean? A lot
which
of
by the
scoring.
way, that's what
Should
it's
be.
going to
It
be.
should be.
Because you think Andy Reid's going to take the air out of the ball when his quarterback's play. He's not doing that.
He doesn't care who the fuck's
And
running
especially
routes.
if he knows his defense can't stop anybody, he's got to score more.
You're going to be going for it.
He's
on
not going to
fourth
stop.
down and
He's got to know if Jones doesn't play, he can't stop these guys.
shit. Yeah,
He
so
can't stop these guys. So this is going to be a shootout tomorrow. I'd be shocked if it should, at the worst it should be like 31-30. It should be the lowest score.
Would
this
you
thing should be.
consider Kadarius Toney?
Is he healthy?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It says he's healthy. But, I mean, he's going to be out. He's going to be running routes out there.
For Brandon Cooks, maybe. Well, the thing is, if I was going to do that, I would do freaking Pickens before that. Pickens is better.
That's a good point.
If I was going to do that, I'd do Pickens.
T. Higgins should have a good game.
My thing is, I think the Giants are going to focus on CeeDee Lamb, obviously, and Cooks is going to be left one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because why would the Giants not double CeeDee Lamb? He's killed them.
It's not a bad idea.
So I'm saying they're going to take their chances with the other side, I would think. Because CeeDee Lamb is one of the top 10 receivers in this league, I think. So that's the thing. If I'm the Giants, I'm not letting CeeDee Lamb beat me. I'm just not. Because you're not. Because then the coach can stand there at the game. Why did you? I'm like, because the other fucking guy is CeeDee Lamb, asshole. What would you have done?
You got to bracket CeeDee Lamb.
You got to bracket CeeDee
You
Lamb.
have to try to stop Tony Pollard. because
Yes.
If Pollard runs all over the Giants.
Yep. Hopefully the Giants, and I meant to ask you that. Did the Giants address that run defense in the offseason, do you think?
So they got more beef on the interior D-line.
Okay. Which usually helps.
Which is what
Because
you
again,
need.
if you get to the line, there's nowhere to go because the wall.
Now, I mean, supposedly their D-line, their interior D-line is so talented.
Mm-hmm.
It was rated as the number one interior D-line because you have Dexter Lawrence,
Yep.
who's one of the best D
He
tackles
is.
in the game.
And they paid him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Leonard Williams,
Yep.
who's a really good D tackle, but he's hurt a lot.
How old is he? He's been around a long time, hasn't he?
He's got to be on his second contract. I mean, he started with the Jets.
That's
Came
where I
to the
remember him
Giants.
from. That's
He's
right.
good on that
Okay,
line.
yeah. He was good. He was good with the Jet.
But he's not
when he played.
He's not in Derek Lawrence's, Dexter Lawrence's realm, but he's getting paid like Dexter Lawrence for the next year. They picked up a couple of big guys. They drafted a guy in the 7th round at D tackle that everybody's been raving about, but who knows what that means. So I don't know if they have. I really don't. I mean,
we're going to find out.
They got beef, but that doesn't mean shit.
I'll tell you what, though, and somebody said this on ESPN today. It was an actual football analyst, the guy who played the game, and he said something that I won't forget because I think he's right. The problem with losing Zeke Elliott is they didn't replace him, and now Pollard. They don't want Pollard taking the ball 30 times. He's not built for that shit. He's not. He can still be your one, but he's got to be. He can't be taking the ball 31 times. He won't last the season.
You don't think so?
He's not built like that, and I'm not the only person that feels that way.
No, I know a lot of people have said that.
He can be a one, but he's got to be a one like
when he
an
runs the
Eckler.
ball, though, he's fucking
I'm not saying he's
6 yards a carry.
I'm not saying he's
sometimes.
not, but now he's the focal point.
Yeah.
Now Zeke's gone.
Yeah.
Remember, Zeke was the one in that offense until last year. So Zeke was the focal point.
Last couple of
until
years,
last
Tony
year.
Pollard has been showing though.
I'm saying he hasn't, but 2 years ago Zeke was the one and Pollard was the two. It was last year that Pollard overtook him.
Yeah.
So now there's nobody back. It's him. I'm just saying. Anyway, we're gonna switch gears. That's our fantasy football for the you guys take a look at this. I'm gonna send you the link. We're gonna pick the divisions real quick.
Okay.
So we're we'll start with the AFC and work our way down. We'll pick the division winners. And then, of course, it's on tape, so you can let us have it at the end of the year. Joel's not here, so we'll try and get his picks before the games are played because knowing Joe, he'll wait then and then he'll have a real.
He's going to wait till week 14
Week
and
14.
say, I knew that the Texans would be the top seed.
You should have been here tonight, Joe. That's all I'm going to say. So we'll start with the AFCs. Now, we've talked about this off. Yeah, talked about this off air. AFCs, give me your prediction.
Okay.
And you've had time to think about it. If you want to change it now, there's no shame.
Well, I've said my prediction multiple times already.
That doesn't mean you can't change it.
But I've also I've gotten a little shook.
How can you not?
Gotten a little shook.
How can you not get shook? Everything those guys utter a shake is scary. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm not talking about that part. I'm still going to go with Jets top of that division, even though I know it's going to crumble down upon me. But I think they have the talent to do it. Will they be able to come together as a team and do it? We'll see. Rob Saleh, a lot's riding on you.
I don't have any faith in that dude. He's already proven what
The one I'm unsure about are your boys.
Yeah.
Because I'm putting them number 2.
Let me explain. This is why I'm picking them to win the division. Because the only question with the New England Patriots is at wide receiver. That's it. And when I say wide receiver, I mean they just don't have a one. They have 2s and 3s. They got 2 good tight ends. They've got 2 running backs now who are proven. They've got a legit offensive coordinator who's been nothing but successful everywhere he's been.
Bob.
Mm-hmm. So I'm picking the Patriots, and I got news for you. The Patriots have the best defense in this division. And they might have the best defense in football this year because they can do things defensively that nobody else can do.
Yeah,
they've got multiple guys that can play 2 levels and in one case 3 levels. They can mix up their coverages. They can mix up their blitz packages. They can do a lot of shit that Bill Belichick is known.
In love.
I'm not falling. It's a fact.
You're falling in love.
I'm giving you facts. And by the way,
you're right.
And by the way, Mr. You're falling in love. Last year I picked this team to miss the playoffs. Because I'm so in love.
Dude.
No, they're better. They're
I've already
markedly
admitted
better.
that
They're better. They
you
are
are
better.
typically negative as fuck about your team. And I said from the start, the fact that you were positive made me think you're probably going to be right. Because you're not the typical
I'm not.
homer.
No.
If you think you're... Typically, your team's winning the Super Bowl and you're
I have been
out all
calling
their
for
weaknesses.
Bill Belichick's head for 3 years, and I was the first one
But he's still there.
with the noose. Well, because he's going to get a shelf life because of what Brady did.
I know, but you say he's the worst coach.
After last year, he's on the hot seat now.
You say,
this is the other reason why.
But here's the thing you have to look at yourself about.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because rightfully so, you call him out all the time about what a terrible coach he is.
No, I talk about what a terrible GM he is.
Okay.
That's different.
Fine. That too. No, but
I've
Joe,
said on this air, I think the man can coach. I just don't know how good he is.
But he's also been blunderfucked.
That's GM.
No, coach too.
More GM than coach.
Sitting Malcolm Butler. Okay.
That was ego. That's his other problem.
But still, that's part of coaching.
But here's the thing, though. His ego's been damaged.
Good thing or bad?
He was proven. I think it's a good thing because he knows. Robert Kraft laid this out last year. This started last March.
I'm tired of hearing you talk about Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft pays the bills.
He let all this happen.
And that's right. And by the way, he trusted this guy. And now Bill.
How could you trust him more than Brady?
And now Bill's in a prove it to me year. That's the difference.
Bill
hasn't had to prove himself.
You can't criticize Bill without criticizing
Bill
Kraft.
hasn't had to prove himself since he won the first Super Bowl.
You can't criticize Bill without criticizing Kraft.
I'm not saying
Kraft is allowing it to happen.
Kraft trusted him and he was wrong. I'm not saying Kraft's not accountable here, but what Kraft is doing now is he's holding him accountable.
Okay, we will see.
Oh, he is.
We will see.
I got news for you. He's dropped enough fucking hints. He's one step below Jerry Jones, some of the shit. Kraft has done shit this offseason I've never seen him do.
Okay,
I've never seen him do.
Let me get this straight. So what you're saying is,
if they don't
going
make
into this year,
if they don't make
Belichick
the
is on his P's and Q's
yes,
and
he is.
understands, all right, I need to have a fucking good year.
They have to make the playoffs and win a game. Because if they don't, and there isn't major injury, he is gone.
In that conference, that's no easy feat.
I don't think Kraft gives a fuck. You know why? Because if you're the greatest fucking coach of all time, you can win with anybody. Kraft is. Here's what you don't understand. Kraft is throwing this back in his face. Oh, you told me Tom Brady was a system quarterback. You don't need Tom to win. Well, you've had Cam Newton, league MVP, nothing. Okay, you drafted Mac Jones, national champion out of Alabama. Okay, makes the Pro Bowl, was runner-up to Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got bounced. You lost 47-17 in the playoffs when you got there. And then last year, you told the world to go fuck themselves, and you hired Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. And now look at you donkey.
You're making my point.
Yeah, and that's why. And Robert Kraft is looking at him going, "Okay, Bill,
Going here.
Yeah.
Do it another year.
Now, no,
He's going here. Yeah, you've done all that dumb shit.
Yep.
Go ahead, have
Yep.
another year.
No, he's going to say this is it. This
But
is it.
why is he even there?
Because he got. I'll tell you why. There's still 6 fucking banners up there, and he did have something to do with it. As a coach, if you're asking me who I think the best coach in this division is, it should be Bill Belichick, and it shouldn't be close. Well, here you go, Bill. You're on the clock, buddy. And I am loving this. Because either way, I'm going to win. You're either going to win the fucking division, you're fucking gone. And either way, I'm going to be fucking ecstatic. Because I'll never forgive you for Tom Brady unless you win a fucking Super Bowl.
All right, so
Pats.
I was in the middle of picking my
Pats.
NFC East when that happened.
You picked the Jets.
I thought we were going to pick all 4.
We are. The next one is the North.
No, all 4 teams in order.
All right, so you have Pat second.
Yes, Jets, Pats, Bills, Dolphins.
All right. Flip it. Pats, Jets, Bills, Dolphins.
Okay, so we're similar
We're
in
similar.
our thinking.
AFC North. This one's going to be interesting.
That is a hard one.
This
to
one's
pick.
going to be interesting. I would
first.
argue 3 of these teams drastically improved. And one just because the guy's had an off season now and he's going to start. And that's Deshaun Watson. I still think that if Joe Burrow is healthy, it's Cincinnati and then it's Baltimore. But it's close. Because Baltimore's receiving core is not as good as Cincinnati's receiving core. And Lamar Jackson may be Lamar Jackson may be a better what? Oh, let me finish. Lamar Jackson may be a better runner than Joe Burrow, but he is not a better thrower than Joe Burrow. He is not.
That's fair.
He's not. Okay? And Joe Burrow doesn't give a fuck about Lamar Jackson. That's the other thing. He's not intimidated by him at all. He's gone into KC twice and won. He don't give a fuck. And that's the other thing.
Last year.
Not last year, but that wasn't his fault. He played. It wasn't his fault. The bottom line
He threw
is.
a pick.
The bottom line is.
He threw a pick in crunch time.
How many has Lamar thrown? Now Lamar has 2 weapons that he didn't have before, and I'll give him that. But those 2 aren't as good as Jamar Chase is better. Odell Beckham Jr. was never as good as Jamar Chase. Never.
That's probably true.
Never. Okay?
And
he's not now.
He could have a flash play.
And I got
that's
news
better,
for you.
but-
Zay Flowers is a rookie. He may be good, but he ain't no T. Higgins. He ain't T. Higgins. No, he's not.
All right, so you say Bengals who?
Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. And I'll tell you what. Pittsburgh, I say that with a Pittsburgh could finish second. They could. Because the one thing about the Ravens is every fucking year that team gets hurt. Every fucking year, at some point, that team goes through a rash of injuries and it derails them. Last year, they were 8-3. The fucking defense,
Mark Andrews got hurt.
Yep. The year before that, same fucking thing. They fell apart. They can't stay healthy.
All right.
So that's the thing.
I'm gonna
about
pick
that.
it different.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna bet on the Ravens this year. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Steelers, Browns. So you're just flipping the top 2 like I am.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I get it. And there's a reason for
I
optimism.
just like the way that offense looks.
Hey,
I totally understand
we
your point with
we
the
know what it
injuries.
looks like on paper. We don't know
When
what it looks
they're
like on the field yet.
Yeah.
We know
But-
what Cincinnati looks like on the field. That's the
Okay,
difference.
but Burrow's already strained a calf this year.
He's back at full speed.
Okay.
And by the way, for back-to-back years, he was the most sacked quarterback in the league, and he played every fucking game.
I know he's a tough.
So he's a
son
tough
of a bitch.
motherfucker. Okay. Anyway, the AFC South. I mean, really, is this a debate? This might be.
Jacksonville.
This is the easy one.
Jacksonville
Okay.
and everyone else.
Yeah. I mean, well, look. Tennessee did get Hopkins. That gives them a threat in the passing game. They haven't had one since
And they
let
have
Brown.
Vrabel.
Yeah, they have Vrabel, who is a good coach.
That team plays
But
good.
they just don't have Jacksonville's talent. And I love Derrick Henry, but they just don't match up. But second, yeah, okay. Because the Texans, while I think will be better on defense, they can't throw the ball yet. And the Colts are probably in the most disarray
They're the worst.
of any team this side of Arizona.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
Texans
So-
were in a ton of games last year.
I think they're going to finish third. I think the Colts are going to finish last.
Well, isn't that how the division shaked out last year too?
I don't remember. Let me see. I can pull it.
The Colts had like what? Two wins?
The Colts were.
Or did they have more than that?
The Colts were.
Let's see. I can change it to 2022.
2022.
So it was Jags, Titans, Colts, Texans were last.
Yep. So I think it's going to. I
think
it's going to flip. Which brings us to the AFC West, which is another. Again, 3 teams in this division got better, in my opinion. The Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos all got better. Now, how much better, I don't know.
The Raiders got better?
They did, because I think Jimmy G's better for this offense than Derek Carr.
Okay.
I'm not saying
That's a good point.
I'm not saying he's a better quarterback than Derek Carr. I'm just saying this offense is built for Jimmy G. I don't think it was built for Derek Carr.
Okay.
Derek Carr is a more vertical type of guy. This is a more...
And Devontae Adams isn't necessarily just go deep.
No, he can do a lot of things.
Right,
and I think with Jimmy G, he'll spread the ball around because that's the type of offense that McDaniels wants to run. I think Jimmy G will be better for this offense. Again, I'm not saying he's a better quarterback than Carr, although he has a better winning percentage. But I think that in this offense, Jimmy G's a better fit. Now, the problem is Jimmy G going to play a full season?
Yeah.
That's the fucking question.
But I mean, is this just the Chiefs to sleepwalk through?
No, it's not, because the Chargers are legit. They got the coordinator from Dallas.
But how do you pick anybody but the Chiefs?
And Denver has Denver's defense, all 3 levels is legit. Their problem is that their quarterback their quarterback has a Hall of Fame coach now who is very good with quarterbacks. This is interesting.
The quarterback had a Hall of Fame coach in Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll's not as good a coach as Sean Payton, and no one.
Okay, I'm not saying that, but I think Pete Carroll will be in the Hall of Fame, right?
He's a defensive guy, though, not an offensive. He's not an offensive coach. He's a defensive coach. Pete Carroll made his bones on defense.
Yeah.
He's always been a defensive guy. Okay.
Still a Hall of Fame
Sean
coach.
Payton is an offensive coach, which, if you're Russell Wilson, if you listen to him, should be music to your ears.
But for Russell Wilson, it's not about the game, right? It's about getting his head out of his ass.
And that's the other thing. Sean Payton is the type of guy that will pull
That can get-
his head out of his ass. Okay? And what he'll do is he'll pull his head out of his
so you're
ass.
picking the Broncos.
And if
So you're picking the Broncos over the Chiefs.
if he fucks up, he'll put his foot up his ass.
So you're calling Broncos over Chiefs?
No.
Oh, well, then what are you talking about?
I'm saying that the Chiefs are still the favorite, but I think it's a cakewalk. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So do you go Chiefs Chargers?
I don't think the Chiefs won the division last year by 3 games. They are not going to win the division by 3 games this year. They're not. It might be 1 game.
Chiefs
The Chargers I think are going to be better. I think it's Chiefs, Chargers.
Chiefs Chargers, then Broncos?
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, because the Raiders don't have a defense.
Yikes.
And their best defensive player doesn't want to play for them anymore, and that's a problem because he's a pass rusher. If you lose the edge rusher, you're screwed. That's the one thing the Raiders had.
So Sean Payton comes back and finishes 3rd.
Yeah, but it's close because Denver could. I honestly see. I don't know. Russell Wilson's the wild card here. If Russell Wilson,
I think he's lost it.
If Payton turns him around,
Well, that would be
they could
amazing.
finish 2nd because their defense is way better than San Diego's.
If he plays like Russell Wilson, but could you imagine that? I don't think it's there.
I don't know because I don't know how good Nathaniel Hackett is.
I think if it was there, but it was deteriorating in Seattle. That's why they let him go.
But he was still good in Seattle. He wasn't as
He
good.
wasn't like Russell Wilson deserving of the check.
But again, Pete Carroll ain't that coach.
No,
Sean
but-
Payton will go do it my way or fuck.
Russell Wilson was great for 6 years
He was.
and then fell off a cliff.
But he had
you can't blame that on
he had
coaching.
an elite defense and he had Marshawn Lynch.
It was up here. He became.
I'm just saying it's really easy to be good when you have an elite defense and a 1,000-yard
weird.
back. He got weird.
I know, but he also he was great. He would run around. He'd buy time. He'd always find a guy.
He had weapons.
And then he
too.
started getting hit a lot
I think. Look,
because he was always running around. He started
I
getting
don't
hit.
think Nathaniel Hackett only works with Aaron Rodgers. They're different quarterbacks.
But what I'm
Sean-
saying is Russell was deteriorating in Seattle.
I'm saying he's deteriorating because he never had an offensive fucking coach to fix that shit. Pete Carroll's not to fix that shit. You know who does? Sean fucking Payton.
Dude.
If Russell Wilson has anything left, Sean Payton will get it out of him if he listens to him.
Okay, but do you think
And-
he has something left?
Yes,
You do.
I do. He's not that fucking old.
All right, so then you got to step up and say they're going to finish 2nd. Don't give me 3rd.
I'm only saying 3rd because I don't. He's the wild card. I don't know. I do know this. The Dallas offensive coordinator was not the problem in Dallas. San Diego's offense, or rather LA's Charger, their offense is going to be better than it was last year. Because this kid can coach.
Kellen Moore?
Yeah, he's a good offensive coordinator. That was a fucking,
He knows
that
how to
was a
use
mercy.
weapons.
That was a bullshit. He was not responsible for that last year. At all. They were in the top.
Dude, it's better for him.
It is better for him, but I'm saying he was
goes from Dak to
he
Herbert.
was the scapegoat. He was the scapegoat, and that's
fine.
bullshit.
You
Dak
sent-
Prescott fucked that up, not
You
him.
sent him to a team with a brighter future. So.
I'm saying, and I can news you, he's going to show out with that offense. Because Eckler, the running back, that's the thing.
All right, so
So I
you're
got-
not ready to say Broncos second.
No.
So we both say Chiefs, Chargers,
Broncos, Raiders.
Yep. Yeah.
NFC East. You go first.
East. All right. Same as last year. Philly, Dallas, Giants, Commanders. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are.
Tell me I'm wrong, sir.
You are.
I'd love to be. I'd love to be.
Philly, Giants, Commanders,
No.
Cowboys.
No. Commanders, I mean,
Dallas
last place.
Dallas is going to fold like a cheap fucking suit. They are mental midgets. Dak Prescott is going to wilt
I
before
think the
our
proper
eyes.
term would be mental little people.
Mike McCarthy
Okay.
is so overrated. And I got to say, the defense is going to quit.
But
by
he looks
midseason.
like a football coach.
You look like a football coach.
That's a good point.
You do. I put a whistle around your neck. You could be
Oh,
a mean.
shit.
You could be
Now,
one.
give me a dry fit
You
so my
could be
titties are
one mean.
Give me a dry fit so
and the
my
ball
nuts
and
are
the ball
sticking out.
cap like this.
Oh.
When he goes into his halftime tirade. When he
What
goes
the fuck
in there,
is wrong
what
with
the
you?
fuck are you doing?
No, I'm way too soft to be a football coach. I'm Softy McSofterson.
What, Softy McSofterson?
That's me.
Oh.
I'm too soft to be a football
Softy
coach.
McTissue? What?
Yeah.
What? Cletus McCleenix?
Pimple McTissue Popper?
Cletus McCleenix? Okay.
Dear God. Kellen Kleenex?
Kellen Kleenex. So we got I'll
Tommy
tell you-
Tissue?
I'm telling you, you're all going nuts. But the Commanders were 8-1 last year. They got Eric Bieniemy as an offensive coordinator. That defense is going to be better this year, and their offense is going to be better this year. By the way, and people are sleeping on the Sam Howell kid. He's got weapons, and Bieniemy knows how to use them.
And you think G-Men in
Second.
the 2 seed?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
They've addressed. To your point, they've addressed the running issue. That's where they were most susceptible last year. Was the running
Still
game.
don't have
They have
edge-
more
edge
weapons.
pass rushers.
They have more weapons in the passing game, and they have the best coach in the division. And they do.
Yeah. I mean,
And Danny Dimes is going to be better. He's going to take the second or third biggest leap. It's going to be Trevor, him, and Mac Jones B and 1B. They're going to be the three biggest leaps this year. Because I think Mac Jones is really going to show out. Everything that I'm hearing out of Foxborough from everyone is going, Mac Jones looks like a fucking 10-year vet right now. He looks like the dude.
Bill O'Brien
He looks
effect.
like the dude in Alabama that destroyed everything in his path.
Greenbow, Alabama.
So, and he still doesn't have a 1, but he's got a bunch of 2s,
Okay,
a bunch of 3s.
We're talking about the NFC.
So anyway,
NFC North, thank you very much.
the North, Detroit Lions all fucking day, baby.
Minnesota Vikings. We're going last year. A lot of repeats for me. That means I'm going to be wrong. It's okay.
So you got Minnesota and then what?
Of course, Detroit.
Okay. Keep going.
Minnesota, Detroit, Bears, Packers. Exactly how it went last year.
Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota.
Minnesota last. So you're taking Minnesota and Dallas and saying, I don't believe in those quarterbacks. Sit the fuck down.
I don't believe in the quarterback, the coach.
The defense.
The Dallas has a
Well,
good
for
defense, but
Minnesota.
Dallas's defense is going to
I'm talking
quit
about for Minnesota.
because they're going to get fed up with all this bullshit. Minnesota has no fucking defense. And if you look in
No,
the
there's guys
spelling,
there.
if you look in the
Actually,
spelling, Minnesota and Vikings, there isn't a D anywhere. So no defense.
Minnesota.
Minnesota with a T.
Minnesota.
No, T with a T.
Minnesota.
With a T. With a T.
We're going
Minnesota.
south or west?
If you're a hockey player, miss Minnesota.
Let's
Minnesota.
go south.
Let's go NFC South, the laugh division, the funny division. The best quarterback in that division right now is Derek Carr.
I thought you were going to say Baker Mayfield.
No. I don't think Baker's bad. I think Baker has a bad line. Baker looked pretty good last year for the Rams when he did play. I think it's going to be New Orleans, Atlanta, because I don't think Tampa's line's going to kill them. Tampa and then Carolina. So New Orleans, Atlanta, Tampa, Carolina.
There's part of me wants to pick Atlanta to win that division.
They can't throw. You're not going to win.
I know, but it might take. No, with Derek Carr, it's going to take more than 6 wins to win that division. With Derek Carr, the Saints could win fucking 10 games.
Olave is a stud. If Michael Okwara.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick against Saints, Falcons.
And when Alva Kamara comes back, they're going to have him too.
I'll flip it up, though.
And the Saints D is legit.
So just so that I can change it up and we're not picking the same fucking thing, I'll go Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Bucks. Okay. Because the Bucks could just turn into a shit house. Especially if Mike Evans gets his way and he goes.
The Bucks defense is still elite.
I know. But if they start trading away parts.
Well, if they become a seller.
That's what I mean. That could become.
Well, that could happen too.
That could become a shit show.
Well, I have them third. If that happens, they'll finish.
And then the Panthers are playing hard because they got Bryce Young. Yep. So I could see that.
If they're sellers, that could definitely happen.
So I'll go Saints, Falcons, Panthers.
Which brings us to the NFC West. That's the 49ers division. Until proven otherwise. Seattle was a playoff team last year. They added Jigba from Ohio State. I still don't think their defense is good enough. Brock Purdy, if he's healthy, it's San Fran. San Fran, to me, is the second best team in the conference. So it's them, Seattle, and then by default they're in because the Arizona Cardinals are the biggest mess nobody's talking about. They're a fucking mess. They're an absolute.
You got a fire in your gut?
They're the big.
Do you?
There's going to be a lot of fired.
You got a fire in your gut?
Fired in the building. A fired. That's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate the NFC West. I hate a Monday night game that's only NFC West teams. I hate a Thursday night game that's only NFC West teams.
The Monday night game is Buffalo Jets.
I know. I'm saying. I've always told you I hate
San Fran Seattle's a good game.
Yeah, but fuck them.
Fuck them. I don't care.
Fuck 'em.
I don't care if it's a good game. Fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you.
Play that game on Sunday when I'm not even awake yet.
When I'm at pickleball.
Exactly.
Well, I don't care.
I'm playing pickleball. You guys have a 1 o'clock Pacific start. Oh no, that'd be a 4 o'clock Eastern. You have a fucking 7 a.m. Pacific start. I'm playing pickleball.
10 a.m.
Pacific.
If it's 7 a.m. Pacific, it's 10 a.m. here.
Right.
You're
That's
playing
what I'm
pickleball?
saying. That's what I'm saying. I need them to be playing when I'm playing pickleball. All right. So shit, but I kind of wanted to pick the Seahawks.
Go ahead, pick the Seahawks.
It's a stupid pick, though.
It would be.
But I'm just tired of the 49ers. So, of course, it's Niners.
The 49ers are the one team that's proven they can win no matter who the fucking quarterback
Exactly.
is.
It's Niners, Seahawks. It's gotta be.
Of course, whoever gets the keys to the Niner offense is driving a Ferrari.
That's not a hard one.
Debo, Kittles, Ayuk, and fucking McCaffrey. Fucking talk about loaded.
Yeah, talk about
loaded.
Spoiled.
Loaded. Anyway, that's our picks. We'll get Joel's in week 13 or 14 whenever he decides to give them up so he can, in that moment of unpopularity, he makes the right call.
He makes the hardest call.
He makes the hardest call at
the hardest time.
Which
in the hardest spot.
In the hardest spot.
With the toughest angle and perspective.
The highest degree of difficulty.
Microscopic level
and
detail.
the lowest chance of success.
Microscopic detail.
True.
Telescopic vision. And endoscopic.
Some would say a visionary. A savant, if you will. That'd be Joel Russell.
Prodigy.
Joel the Savant Russell.
Savant God.
The Swami, if you will. He should have a turban. The Swami can predict things. Okay. Joel,
could be problematic if
Swami.
If he had a turban on, could be problematic.
Joel, he would look good though. He's got the beard.
I think he'd look like a woman.
I think the key to the Swami is you got to have that beard to go with
beard goes with a headpiece. When you have something on your face, a beard goes. On your head.
One of the things I'm picturing Joel in a turban. It's fucking hysterical with a feather.
It's problematic.
It is. Anyway,
it's highly problematic. You know it. I know it. The world knows it.
I don't disagree.
You should agree.
Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week.
Fuck, man. We didn't talk enough about football.
You want to talk more?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind right now? What's going? What the wheels are turning back there? Is someone behind the wheel? What's going on? What in the NFL? Forget the two
The engine's
stories.
still on, but
What's is no one
there's nobody behind
the wheel? Is anybody back there? What's the? What are you secretly? What are you looking at this weekend?
Ray ain't coming home.
No, he's
What?
not.
She
What the hell is that?
sounds like gunshots.
Is there a gun club over there? I think there is a gun club over there.
This late?
There's a little late for shit.
Pop, 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 pop.
Unless there's a gangster in a drive-by. Actually, that's about the right hour for that.
Drive-by in the country?
Hey, you think drugs don't happen in the country?
Well, yeah, but
People get shot on those back roads, man. There's no lighting. There's no vision.
bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, boom. Bing,
All right,
bang,
so
boom.
what am I thinking about from a football
Yeah, what are you
standpoint?
thinking about? You want to keep something on your
I
mind?
mean, I'm thinking about the fact
Something's on
that
your mind. What do you want to? You know what? Give me a rant. What do you want to rant about? What about this Sunday? That there's something that's like, what the f is eating at you? Give me
What,
that
something
one.
pissing me off.
Something
about this
pissing
Sunday?
you off. Something or someone or some team or some. Give me somebody you're pissed at right now. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna? That's what I want to. Give me that dude or that team or that player or coach or whatever it is.
Fuck, man.
Who is it? And it could be your team. Give me that. Give me it. Will the real New York Giants step up? Because I know what you're thinking. You don't want to jump on. You're afraid.
You're fucking 1-9 against Dak in the last 10 or some shit.
Yeah. When the fuck are you gonna break the
like,
mold?
And
That's a
I-
come on. Give me the come on
right.
moment.
And I'm supposed to believe that, you've improved your weapons so much. When if you still look at wide receiver, okay, Jalen Hyatt could turn into a stud. He also could not. Darren Waller,
We went through the history of that award winner.
that's true.
The odds are
That's
in your.
true.
The odds
are in our
The
favor.
odds are overwhelmingly in your favor.
I agree. But he might need some time to get up to speed. So there's just a little bit of.
A lot of rookie. The way this game is designed now, rookie receivers make an immediate impact.
I hope you're right. I hope
Jamar
you're right.
Chase, right off the fucking.
I mean,
bat.
Danny Dimes too.
Pickens
It's like
last year.
Last year, okay, you supposedly had no weapons. Had a
didn't.
pretty good year. Okay,
That's supposedly he didn't.
I know. But now you have Darren Waller and the same weapons.
No, and this kid they drafted,
And
who was
I-
the.
yeah.
He's legit. I'm telling you.
I mean, but it's like the people they brought in, like Paris Campbell. They say he's a speedster, but like, you don't know because he was on Indy last year.
Well, yeah, the quarterback spent the year on his back
You know,
because his line was destroyed and his running back was gone.
So I don't know. For me, I want to see something before I am completely confident because I'm not. The last thing I'm left with is you getting pounded into submission by the Eagles.
The Dallas
and
Cow-
it's hard to remove that image out of my brain.
The Eagles are starting 5 new guys on defense and they have a new coordinator. That ain't the same defense as well. They aren't going to have 72 sacks this year. They are not. Sorry, Joel. They are not. They're still good, but how good are they?
We'll see.
Because honestly, what Kansas City did last year was the anomaly. Super Bowl teams don't normally start 4 fucking rookies. That's an anomaly. That doesn't fucking happen. So if you're pinning your hopes to that, Joel, and Matt Patricia's in the building on top of it,
Yankees.
good luck, Joel. Good luck. But I
Dude,
think
I'd take the Eagles roster over mine.
right now you would, but that's right now. We'll see what they look like. We'll see what
2 years,
again.
yeah.
We'll see what they look. Look at the Eagles didn't get discernibly better in the offseason. The Giants did. Okay, and I think the Giants have a better coach because he's proven he
So
can do.
that's
He's
something-
proven he can do a lot with very little. The guy in Philly hasn't proven
But that's
that.
something I want to see. I want to see a continuation of that coaching success, a continuation of the culture building and the aggressive decision making and the believing in your team and saying, yeah, we'll go for it on fucking, we'll go for 2 at the end of a game. Like, I want to see that
Well,
continued.
you saw. You've
attitude.
proven to me you can do it. Now
Right.
do it again.
Do
I
it
want to
again.
see. That's fair.
Now people are
That's
watching.
fair.
You added more, so your team is better.
Yeah.
So like, take
On
it to the
paper,
next
they're
level.
better. And I think they will.
Yeah.
See, this thing about here's when I laugh about this tough, and this is what I'll tell you what, what's irking me is this because the one thing that Joel said about the Patriots, well, their schedule is brutal. You name me a team in the AFC whose schedule is not brutal. Other than the AFC South, I said the Jaguars have the only cakewalk into the playoffs. Everybody else, those divisions are all Donnybrooks. Every fucking one of them. So to sit there and say, well, the Pats have the tough, that's based off last year. That don't mean shit. It never does. I laugh when people base shit on football, and Belichick says this
The
too.
Eagles have that schedule too.
Yeah, they do.
They
Okay.
got to face the NFC East and the
And AFC East.
Yikes.
Okay. I'm just
And every top division
Every
winner,
top division winner.
which Minnesota for you,
That's the only cupcake.
but they'll face the Niners,
Yeah.
Yankees,
With a healthy Brock Purdy,
and then they'll face the Saints.
with a real quarterback. Okay, I'm just saying.
But still the Saints of the South.
Well, as you know, the Tampa won it last year. They're going to face Tampa, who stinks. That'll be a
Oh yeah.
that'll be a cakewalk.
So they get lucky.
No,
on
they got a
that.
couple of cupcakes. Everybody gets a cupcake in there. The Pats got Indianapolis. I'm saying there's a cupcake everywhere in there. But the bottom is, when you look at the
Anthony
depth,
Richardson, running quarterback,
when,
Bill
when you
Belichick.
yeah, when you,
Yikes.
I'm saying that when you look at the depth of the AFC, every fucking team in the AFC has a tough schedule, except for Jacksonville probably because they play in that division.
They play Pop-Tart after
Yeah,
cupcake.
the Tennessee is
Pop-Tart, cupcake,
Tennessee is a
cupcake,
threat,
Pop-Tart.
but they don't have enough to beat them.
Pop-Tart,
Jack.
cupcake, Pop-Tart. Try to say that fast.
What?
Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart?
Try to say it fast.
I can't.
Try.
Why?
It's funny. Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart. Try it.
I can't even get it out of
Oh,
my
don't
mouth.
be it. Don't be it.
Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart. There.
No, you gotta say it faster.
I can't say it faster than that.
Pop-Tart, cupcake, Pop-Tart.
Come on. This is what you want to keep talking about?
Cupcake, Pop-Tart,
Oh,
cupcake.
my fucking God.
Pop-Tart, cupcake,
Listen,
Pop-Tart.
for me,
Cupcake, Pop-Tart, cupcake.
it is...
Pop-Tart, cupcake, cupcake, Pop-Tart.
You know, obviously the Patriots, without saying, Bill, put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm done with this fucking shit.
I think
I'm
it's time
sick
for him
and-
to shut up.
I'm sick and tired of hearing what this fucking all-world coach are, and everything points to the opposite as a GM. I say, GM Belichick destroys Coach Belichick because he puts them literally behind the eight ball.
Giamachek?
Giamachek is the worst GM I've seen this side of fucking. He's an idiot.
Bill Giamachek is just...
He's a fucking moron. He should have been fired twice by now for the shit that he's done. GM Belichick is a fucking moron. Belichick is not getting in the Hall of Fame as a GM. Let's be clear, okay? He's a fucking moron as a GM.
But he's also the guy that drafted Tom Brady. I know you're going to give me the name of the guy who
Dick
did.
Rabine
I know.
is the guy who drafted
Dick
Tom
Feinbaum.
Brady. And that was in the sixth round. He convinced him
Dick Boeheim.
to take a flyer on an
It
unknown
was
kid.
Dick Boeheim.
Dick Rabine.
Oh.
Rabine, who's dead. Have a little respect.
Oh, come
Died
on.
of cancer. You fucking.
I said Boeheim.
That's
I was
Jim
ma-
Boeheim. Who's
I know.
a
I
dick.
was messing around.
And he is Dick. Dick Boeheim is his
Dick
name.
Boeheim.
Yeah, he's a dick.
So
Boeheim is
Dick
Dick.
Boeheim is the one that drafted Brady.
Dick Rabine.
Nick Boeheim.
Him too. Listen, the thing
Prick
is,
Boeheim.
Belichick has two options here:
Put
win
up.
or go home.
Put up.
If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, barring major injury, I don't want to see him again. And I don't think I'm alone. In fact, I know I'm not. So, anyway, that's my thing.
Okay.
I'm also excited. I am, you mentioned it earlier. There's a lot of rookie quarterbacks. The kid in Indy, absolutely. I'm excited to see what these guys do. Bryce Young in Carolina. I'm excited to see what he can do.
And even guys that aren't rookies like Sam Howell.
Yeah, I want to see the development of Pickett in Pittsburgh. He had a good rookie year. I want to see Danny Dimes with some weapons. I'm excited to see what he looks like.
CJ Stroud.
Mac Jones with a real coordinator. That's going to be interesting. There's a lot of things I want to see.
Someone who actually coordinates offense.
Real offense.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of good storylines. I don't recall, and again, I could be wrong. I don't remember a year where I've seen this many, and they're all legit. They're not like you're reaching. None of these are reaches. We're not reaching for us. These are all legit fucking stories.
No doubt.
That's why, if you're a beat writer for the NFL right now, you're in fucking heaven, because you got so much to talk about.
We didn't even talk about the Packers moving on from Rodgers and Jordan Love.
And he's looked good.
Aaron Rodgers took all the attention with him to New York.
Yeah.
Has anyone mentioned the Packers at all?
Not really.
Not really.
No.
Jordan Love could come in and have a really good year.
He's looked good.
Yeah.
He's looked good the whole time. Okay, he looks like a kid who's been studying for 4 years behind a Hall of Famer, and he's ready. He looks ready to me.
He's got 2 stud running backs.
He's got
He's got a decent wide receiver.
Yeah, they're a little. They lost Lazard, and but they're still. I don't know. but
You have Watson.
but I think he's smart enough, and he's mobile, and I think he'll do the high
He's
percentage
smart
thing.
enough. He's
is.
strong enough, and doggone it, people like him.
Oh, people in Green Bay love him because he's not.
Well, his
Aaron.
name's Jordan Love.
He's not Aaron Rodgers.
But they loved Aaron, didn't
They're
they?
sick of Aaron.
Really?
There's a guy I work with who's a diehard Packers fan. He was so happy when Rodgers left, and
Really?
and he was not alone. Yeah, because they get tired of his act.
Yeah.
Every fucking year, Aaron didn't get this, and Aaron didn't get that, and what about
I love how they'd
Aaron?
always
Meanwhile, the Pack, this
Remember when he spelled
this
out
G,
relax?
yeah, this GM who did nothing. They go 13-3, 13-3, 13-3, because of Aaron, right? Okay, no. The GM did his job. He did his job, and he drafted his successor, and it looks like he got that one right too. Because he knew at some point they were going to move on for this multi-prima donna. Because at some point he only went to one fucking Super Bowl.
It's so funny that in this day and age, they
and to
drafted
say,
a quarterback behind
Yep.
a legend,
Yep.
let him sit for, what, 4
Look,
years?
Here is the
And now he's starting. They did this twice now.
yeah. Here is the ultimate fucking.
Favre to Rodgers, Rodgers
You
to
want to
Love.
know what Aaron Rodgers is all about? Look at Devontae Adams. That tells you all you need to know. Green Bay had the money. They offered it, and he said no thanks because he didn't want to deal with him anymore. That should tell you all you need to know.
Yikes.
They were arguably the best duo in the NFL, and he wanted nothing to do with Aaron's drama anymore. That tells you everything.
Mr. Immunized.
I have never heard of a receiver leave Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or Brady and say something like that. Never. And these are the guys he's compared to. Okay? I've never heard a receiver say that about any of those quarterbacks. Or Roethlisberger for that matter. Any of them. Or Eli Manning for that. Any of them that are in Hall of Fame that are in that group. Okay? But they say it about, but maybe the best receiver in football says that about this dude who's won 4 MVPs. That tells you everything.
But also didn't they act like they wanted to have a reunion?
He said I got tired of the whole, is he playing? Is he retiring? Is he playing? Is he retiring? He got sick of it. And that's Aaron Rodgers' fault. Because where was Aaron Rodgers to go get this guy and say, hey, look, I'm not going nowhere. Mm-hmm. Because Aaron's too wrapped up in Aaron. Mister, I got to go disappear into a cave and find myself. And then tell the world about what I found.
It was a dark.
Be like the world fucking cares, Aaron. Okay?
It was a darkness retreat.
It's a darkness retreat, yeah. And Aaron thinks the world fucking cares. And the problem is there's enough Kimberly Martins
the
out
world
there.
does care.
There's enough Kimberly Martins out there. Pom waving Kimberly.
Who are Kimberly Martins?
She's a freaking beat writer for the Jets.
Yo, so it's funny.
She's a clown,
my sister,
clown show.
my oldest sister,
Clown show.
is texting me and my dad fantasy advice.
Ah, your sister.
My
Oh,
oldest
we
sister,
should
she's
hear
in the
this.
league. She said, should I start Aaron Rodgers or Dak Prescott? She goes, I'm all in on the Jets now because of watching Hard Knocks.
Oh, no.
And I said, if it were me, I'd start Aaron Rodgers. I said, even though Dak Prescott has killed the Giants for the last 8 years.
It's not. I don't think it's a good option.
But I said, I think I'd still start Rodgers.
Who has the better defense, Buffalo or the Giants?
Buffalo.
There's your answer.
Yeah.
Right there.
So you'd go Prescott.
Yep. Although I think Prescott's going to fold.
Yeah.
I think they're both going to fold. I think
It's
they're
a
both gonna
dicey
fold.
one. It's a
To
dicey
me,
one.
it's a lose-lose.
But then,
It's a lose-lose. But if you're saying I think Dak will get more your points overall, but I think the Giants are still going to win.
yeah.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to breathe.
I'd have a hard time sitting Rodgers because you probably drafted him higher than Dak.
I'll tell you what, Buffalo. I'll tell you right now, you're going to see if Buffalo ever was the favorite or people wanted to root for somebody. Buffalo will be America's team on Monday night because I think everyone is fucking sick of the Jets already.
Maybe.
And Buffalo, by the way, is sick of hearing about them. And Buffalo's been the team winning the AFC the past 3 years. They're taking this personally, and I don't think the Jets realize it.
But anyway, then my
And-
dad comes on and goes, Jets, Jets, Jets. And I said, just remember, Aaron Rodgers is a prick.
Your dad said this is gonna not work,
I know, but my dad's a Jets fan. He's rooting for them.
but he doesn't think it's gonna work. So why would he give his daughter bad advice?
No, he didn't. He just said Jets, Jets, Jets because she was talking about the Jets.
He was
said,
saying
just
he
remember-
wasn't saying start Rodgers.
I don't think so.
And by the way,
he probably would.
the best part about the Jets is going to be Mike Greenberg sitting there having to cry and get up when they fucking
All right,
fall.
but then I said, just remember Aaron Rodgers is a prick. And then my sister said, oh, I know. Anti-vaxxer.
At least Dak's not a prick.
Anti-vaxxer.
I don't think Dak Prescott is a prick.
Either do I. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, as a person, I like him. I think he's a class act. I don't think he's a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. And I don't think his boss did him any favors. And I don't think Mike McCarthy. Here's the thing. I'm not making excuses for Dak. I don't think Mike McCarthy's that good of a fucking coach. He's not the worst coach in the league.
You go back and forth on him.
When have I ever said he's good?
Well,
I've never said he's good.
No, I'm just saying there are times where you respect his coaching, and then there are times when he's like the reason that you don't. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, it's Mike fucking McCarthy, but then other times you're like, look, McCarthy's won a Super Bowl.
He's won a Super Bowl, but he had Aaron Rodgers, and he had a defense when he did it. He's got a defense now, but he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. Because Dak's not as good as Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna. No, he's not. He's close. So I mean, that's the thing. He had a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know if Dak's a Hall of Famer. He's good. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. But he had a top 5 defense. Dallas has a top 5 defense now, but this ain't Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And by the way, the division is better.
Yeah.
He's in a better division.
Yeah, I mean the only cupcake might be Washington.
I would argue Mike McCarthy is the 3rd best coach in this division.
Well, Rivera's the worst.
Yeah, he's the worst. I would say McCarthy is behind the other 2. I would. Even
though Daboll hasn't.
Daboll won Coach of the Year last year.
Right, but he hasn't led a team to a Super Bowl.
He doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't have a top 5 defense. Daboll didn't pick this team. He's just doing what he can with it.
No, you're right.
Okay. And again, I'm not saying Danny Dimes. I believe in Danny Dimes 6 ways to Sunday. The thing about Danny Dimes is I think he's a better leader. Danny Dimes has never once pointed a finger or made excuses for what's going on. He comes in every year and he tries to get better.
He's like Eli.
He keeps his head down and he works.
And
that's the kind of guy teams follow.
Yeah.
Everybody falls in love with Rodgers' talent, so he gets away with shit because he's so talented. He's not the first guy to do this.
Yeah,
he won't be the last.
Yeah.
But at some point, even Green Bay figured out, this fucking guy ain't going to win us.
Well, did you listen to the clip I sent you that Jalen Hyatt talked about Daniel Jones?
I did not see that.
So somebody asked Jalen Hyatt in an interview, they were like, what do you think about Daniel Jones? And he was like, a lot of times you hear people say things about the quarterback like first guy in, first guy out, last guy out.
First guy in, last guy out.
Last guy out. Yeah. He's like, he actually does that.
Yeah.
And he was like, there'll be days where he texts me at night and he's still at the facility watching film and I've been home for hours. He was like, we'll get home at 6:30 and he might send me a text at 9 with little clips of video to say, hey, look at this. And he was like, and sometimes it kind of makes me feel bad. Like, damn, he's working like that?
I would challenge you.
How could you not
to
be like, all right, that guy can
any
lead me?
receiver that ever said that about Aaron Rodgers? I would challenge you.
How about Kyler Murray?
I believe in Kyler Murray.
How about Johnny Manziel? You think any receiver ever said that about Johnny Manziel?
Well, since Johnny already admitted to not watching film, no.
Well, they had the fucking iPad that recorded zero minutes.
Johnny Manziel.
Man, he blew it. Poor guy.
What a freaking waste.
He blew it.
Just blew it. Talk about handed the keys to the crapper and fucking taking it.
He wasn't ready for it.
No, he wasn't. He couldn't handle it. Yeah. He couldn't handle it. I mean,
that's the shame of that.
Look at that's the hardest position in sports. It is under the most pressure, the biggest microscope. The hardest position in sports to play is quarterback in the NFL. There were only 32 of them in the world, and half of that 32 stink. Think about that for a minute, America.
Right. But you get all that fame and all that notoriety as a kid.
It's hard. That's hard to live up to. It's hard to live up to.
Well, you start focusing on the wrong things.
I give LeBron James a ton of credit for that. Okay, he lived up to it. He did. He was the best player of his generation.
Like the model.
He's best player of his generation. He lived to it. And he had the hype since high school, and he knew how to handle it. Mm-hmm. He's been an ideal father, dad, by all accounts. He's never been in trouble. He's done a lot for his community. I have nothing. LeBron the man, I have no problem.
It's an amazing career.
Okay, and he's backed it up. I mean, look, he has. He's one of the greats. He is. Okay, is he number one? No, but he's great. He's all-time great. And and given that's what he was projected to be, he lived up to it.
Yeah.
He lived up to it. Mm-hmm. So you tip your cap to him. So, but
Look
Manziel.
at this. I know he has always said this. He's always said this.
I have always said that about him.
But it's still refreshing to hear you not bashing him.
I don't bat. Look at. I've said he does. The only problem I've ever had with him is he has no fucking loyalty. It's Team LeBron and fuck everybody else. And when he does leave a team, he leaves it in shambles.
I know, but I just hate. Okay, so like
he doesn't stay.
So here's my thing. So I can stand when you talk shit about LeBron because I know deep down you respect what he's done.
I do. He's a great player.
But like when we're in a group chat with the guys and like Brian starts shitting on LeBron, I feel like that pisses me off because I feel like he doesn't respect anything.
He doesn't know what he's done. Brian doesn't follow this.
I know.
No, that's just a Yahoo fan who.
But like, why shit on a guy who's obviously the best player of the last 20 years? Like, what's the point of shitting on to get at me?
My beef with LeBron has always been I loved LeBron in Cleveland. If he had stayed there, he would have had 4 or 5 championships easy. Tim Duncan did it in San Antonio. He could have done it. LeBron was that good.
Never had Popovich.
LeBron could have but it doesn't matter.
It does.
No, it doesn't, because Popovich without Duncan hasn't done a fucking thing.
No doubt. But I think
it was Duncan. It was Duncan. It was just like Brady and Belichick. It was always
drafting.
Duncan.
It was drafting.
That's the GM, not Popovich.
Popovich wasn't part of that?
No, he must have an input, but he's not the guy making the pick.
You don't think he's with that guy making the pick? Popovich?
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm saying he's not making the pick. And by the way,
I'd like to look into that.
And by the way, if Tim
drafted
Duncan,
Ginobili, Parker,
oh really,
Duncan.
If you have a centerpiece like Tim Duncan, a lot of people would know how to build around that. That's not difficult. That's really not. If we're being honest, it's not.
I mean, Cleveland had a centerpiece like LeBron, and they couldn't build.
He was in the finals
with nobody.
Well, you telling me that he averaged 60 points a game? He didn't.
Dude,
somebody helped him get there.
Everybody on that team looked good.
But this is my point. If you're in the finals and you lose, you say you were close. Let's find the 2 pieces we need and let's get back here. You don't go, fuck this, I'm out of here. If you're in last place, you do that.
Well, let's see. There was also
and if they were in last place, I'd have understood him doing that.
Dude, there was all sorts of weird shit coming out about dudes fucking his mom. Oh my God. What?
Is that true?
They used to say it about fucking Delonte.
I want proof. Proof of this actually happened.
Delonte West.
So you're LeBron James, and you're gonna cede to Delonte West. Am I hearing this right?
Ceding.
Well, kind of. If that's why he left.
Everybody on a team knows that one of the players fucked your mom.
I didn't. I wanted.
Behind your back.
I want to know.
You don't think that would
did the mom
fuck
ever
up
admit
chemistry?
to this? Did Delonte ever admit that this happened?
It was all back channel shit. Delonte fell off the face of the earth.
Delonte's all fucked up. Delonte's got to get hit by a car wandering in the street. The poor guy. He's all fucked up. Which, by the way,
let me make sure this is factual.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it was never officially
reported. Proven. Yeah.
No.
Well, this is the thing. No one with any credibility ever reported this. That's what I'm saying.
That's not true.
Who? Give me a guy. Give me a reporter. That's legit. Not the dickhead from Barstool Sports. He's not legit. Okay. So
yeah, I mean,
he's not legit. The guy from Barstool Sports is not legit.
How about Bleacher Report?
That's like a step above that.
Bleacher Report is legit, right?
I don't know. I would. They are not the first. They're not the.
No. So this isn't officially reporting. This is way back in 2010.
What does it say?
According to the Sports Gossip blog,
keyword gossip.
Terez Owens, LeBron James' good teammate, guard Delonte West, has been having an affair with James's mother, Gloria James. Mm-hmm. Yes, we know this sounds ridiculous, but if it ever comes out to be true, we don't want to be the only people who missed out on catching it. Wow, that's sad.
Which, by the way,
a source reportedly told the blog, "My uncle is the general contractor at the Q and has been for the last 7 years. He's good friends with a lot of guys at the Q, including some of the bigger boys in the organization, and knows Dan Gilbert personally. My uncle has been told that Delonte has been banging Gloria James for some time now. Somehow LeBron found out before Game 4, and it destroyed their chemistry and divided the team. I'm not making this up. I wish it wasn't true, but it happened."
And yet, no one has come forward.
No, this is good. Here's the next part of the article. Mm-hmm. And we'll stop the random guy with the huge mouth right there.
The random guy with the huge mouth.
Okay, so if this were true, it sure as hell goes a long way in explaining LeBron and company's Game 5 meltdown and loss to the Boston Celtics. it gives even more reason to a second loss that knocked the Cavaliers out of the playoffs.
This is the Boston Celtics team that had won the championship and went back
And
to
as
the
for
finals.
James skipping town, well,
That was
if this
loaded.
insane rumor is in fact a disgusting and disturbing reality, well, you consider him, or at least West, gone.
And yet, 13 years later, we have no one to verify this. So either this is the best kept fucking secret this side of who killed JFK.
I'm surprised you never heard that story, though.
Oh, I heard it. I laughed at it. Because no anybody that came forward and verified it. Because, by the way, I got to believe that if that rumor got out, every fucking reputable reporter fucking did their diligence and tried to find out if it was true.
Here we go. We got a follow-up.
Who?
By the Miami New Times. Not sure if that's somebody in a basement or what.
The Miami New Times. Never heard of them before.
We're following the breadcrumbs, folks.
Yeah, literally. We're the only ones in the trail. And we're in the desert.
There's no trail. Delonte West finally clarifies he didn't sleep with LeBron's mom.
He didn't. And the story ends there. The trail's gone cold.
So it said it persisted as long as it did because no one involved in the rumors ever denied any of it. They just left it alone.
Or yeah, because it was stupid.
Yeah.
That's why you don't address it. It's fucking stupid. Like, okay, yeah, I'm banging the best player in the league. I'm banging his mom. Are you fucking kidding me? You fucking break. Oh my God! Still funny.
So Delonte says it's affected me. West, now with the Dallas Mavericks. So this was when he was with the Mavericks. Everywhere I go, the first question is, "Don't tell me you did that." So people around the league were asking him that.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
He in fact claims he did not do that. If we want to continue to grow as a human race, what are we teaching our kids if we try to make humor and fun out of stuff like that? Number one, something like that never happened. I don't know where they got that from. For a strong black woman like that, for people to try to tear her down, that's terrible. That's terrible in so many ways. So he said it was an attack on Gloria.
Well, it kind of is. Because what does it say about her?
Well, she's just trying to get her rocks off. What does it say about him, who's the guy's teammate?
Why would she do that with a teammate of her son?
You know, she's,
Are you fucking kidding me? You tell him. First of all, it speaks
he's
to.
a grown man.
No, that's not the point. That's not the fucking
He's a
point.
grown man, she's
It doesn't,
a grown woman.
That doesn't make a fucking difference. They're on the same fucking team. And you're telling me LeBron would have been okay with that?
No.
Exactly. And
He doesn't
fucking,
run his fucking mom.
he runs that team.
Right. So it would fuck with the team if it happened.
That's right. And his mother would never fucking
But
do
I
that
don't
to
think
her
it.
son. You tell me Delonte's the only fucking guy she can get?
Maybe something happened. Maybe they hit it
Yeah,
off.
even though Delonte just denied the whole fucking thing, but whatever.
What's he gonna do? Go out there and say, "Yeah"? I did.
Look, you believe it all you want. The bottom line is that's not why LeBron James fucking left. Okay, and if it is, are you fucking kidding me? He's even softer than I gave him credit for. If that's why he fucking left. You kidding me? If that happened, first of all, if that was me, first I would have fucking beat Delonte within his life. And by the way, he'd have got away with it because he's fucking LeBron James. Okay, that's the first thing he would have done. He would have done, not fucking leave town. I don't want to be here anymore. The chemistry is ruined. No, you get rid of it. Delonte is on the fucking street with a cup, which is where he is now. Okay?
Maybe that's what happened.
Oh, God. Sure.
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
You said he should be on the street with a cup.
He's got mental issues. He's always had them. He had them.
So maybe
he had them
would,
in Boston.
So maybe he would do something like
Danny Ainge tried to get him help in Boston. Yeah, but
maybe he
she
would do
wouldn't.
something. Never know.
Well, what did she say?
She
Did
could
we
be
ever get a quote
seduced.
from her?
I don't know.
Yeah, but let's ignore her.
John
too.
Sally's talking about it now. This is 2020. Who knows? It's probably bullshit.
It's bullshit. Okay. And the bottom line is now we've gone off.
Funny to think about it.
We've gone off the rails on.
We've been off the rails.
I know we have. Anyway, America.
For some reason, I was trying to give life support.
To something
we
that's
were
been
dying.
dead since the fucking name of the Redskins. Dead.
Dead since then.
Dead. Since it got removed. It's dead. Move on. In any event, that's going to do it for our show tonight.
Yowzes.
That's a hell of an ending. In closing,
Yowzes.
don't believe everything you hear, boys and girls. It's especially from the Miami. What was that called again? The
Miami New Times.
The Miami New Times.
Look, let me tell you something about the Miami New Times.
Miami New
Let me
Times.
tell you something else. If any of our SAC fantasy people are still listening,
And they're not.
understand this. Every tip I gave tonight, I gave knowing that
I'm 100%.
every single time I've played fantasy football, I've not made the playoffs. Okay?
An expert.
So take
By the way,
that home
that
and write it
would
down.
make him an expert in losing, and therefore you might want to listen to
So,
him.
think about that. If I told you to do something,
He knows what
think
happens
about
if you
the
don't.
flip side.
He think-
Think about the flip. If I told you to do something, think about the opposite action and do that.
Every time he thought about it and didn't do it, look what happened. That's why he's saying, don't not do it. Do it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying whatever I told you to do the opposite. Because it'll probably be more correct than what I told you to do. If we're going by track record, I don't know dick about fantasy football. Take that with a grain of salt. Good luck to anyone who has anyone going on Thursday night. A lot of points being scored in that game.
Could be a barn burner.
Unless the Lions turn into the pumpkin that they are. Jared Goff goes down second quarter. Chris Jones comes out of the tunnel for the second half.
He wasn't signed as of 12 o'clock. He's not playing.
He's got till tomorrow.
He's not playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 6:59.
If Chris Jones suits up tomorrow, he'll get killed. Because he's not in shape and he's not ready.
Dude, Chris Jones has been working out.
That's not the same thing, and you know it. He's not hitting anything. And nothing's hitting him, but something's going to hit him tomorrow night. That top 5 offensive Detroit Lions going to hit him.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And that's a receiver, boys and girls. And in any event, you guys enjoy the football. We will return Sunday or Monday night, whenever he is around.
Pickleball Sunday night.
Probably
Not gonna happen.
probably Monday night.
Maybe Tuesday.
We'll preview the Monday night game.
We'll see you Wednesday.
Oh, not another week. Fucking nuts. No, Monday night. We got to preview the Monday night game. This is going to be a dawning. This is going to be a
We're
dawning.
going to preview the Monday night game if we go on Monday night.
We'll go on earlier.
Nobody's going to sign in before the game starts, right?
Why not? There's going to be pregame shows galore.
So we're going to go on at 7 p.m. on a Monday.
No, we go on at 7:30, half-hour quick clip. And then we go over to, we go from here. Creekmore's open the garage at 8:15.
On Monday?
Yeah, Monday. Oh, that's right. He's got tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing Mondays.
Yeah, that's right. That's even better. See, then we can go right from there to the couch. There you go. Boom.
I might just go to the couch.
We'll be back Monday night. If he's not with me, I'll be here.
It won't
You-
be the same.
you
it
book it.
won't be the same.
Now we won't have these rumors to follow.
Who's banging whose mother?
For the
The fact that
conspiracy
you never
theorists,
heard that rumor is ridiculous.
I read it. I just forgot about it because I knew it was stupid, and it turns out it was.
Yeah, because Delonte West said it didn't happen.
No, but see, Tom Izzo, who wasn't there, believes it did, because he's credible. He just said, don't take any of his fantasy football picks seriously.
When it comes
But
to rumors,
when
I
it
know.
comes to rumors about who's banging who,
Thank you.
this is your guy.
Right here.
This is your guy, America. Right here, Mr. Conspiracy.
Dude, I'm a fucking
Yep.
news reporter
Yep.
by trade.
Yep. That's right.
Tommy
Tommy,
Tom
Tommy,
Thompson.
two sides, as in two sides to
Tom
every story.
Thomerson.
Tommy, two sides. That's
Tommy
what I'm going to call
Tom-
him now. And
it's-
Tommy does two sides to every story.
It's Tommy Tom Thomerson.
There's Tommy's side and there's the truth.
We'll see. We'll see what bubbles up to the top. We'll see what bubbles up.
You can
I'm glad you're amusing yourself.
I'm a self-contained unit. I'm a non-soul artist.
What?
Nothing. Hey, remember now, boys and girls.
I'll stuff your
Remember,
fist in your ass.
remember now. This weekend, first weekend, don't be like Aaron.